Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. This is the 1530AX that I'm doing the handle on that's taking forever to dry. And because I've had this on the internet for a while, this is like the third time through for this one, Kerry Ware asked me some questions about it. Kerry, I'm probably going to piss you off or make you really happy, one way or the other, but I'm thinking Kerry is a guy, so I'm going to talk to you like a guy. And if you don't like it, let me know who you are, and I will change my way of thinking. Kerry's chuck on his 1545, he says is a different kind of thing. He has the newer model Stanley chuck on it, which he says doesn't work as well. He asked me in a question, in a comment, do the jaws on the chuck on your 1530 stay in position, or do they spin when you turn the chuck? Well, when I turn the chuck, the jaws spin with it. As they open, and in this case close, they stay in the same orientation. So, to answer your question, these spin along with the shell. Now, I said I would run a series on the different kind of chucks that I've seen, and this one, I'll take this one apart so you can see it. Someone decided that they wanted to get this chuck off, and they took a pair of pliers to the knurling and just chewed it up something fierce. The chuck still works, but it's been hammered pretty badly. I think the reason they ran into trouble is trying to get this thing off. It won't come off. The chuck is held on the end of the main shaft by this floating collar, and this locking collar here. Then there's a collar on the inside which operates independently. So this is allowed to float back and forth and kind of side to side and up and down. The chuck jaws have a couple holes in them. One here and one up there. So this slips over the wire, like so, and slides up, and then this little bent end on the wire catches in the hole and holds that chuck jaw on the wire. It's supposed to. Now, why is it not doing it? I think there's dirt in the end of this thing is causing me a problem. There we go. Yeah, it was dirt. The bane of everything. So that's how this one goes together. Now this one is slightly different. It has a little screw that keeps that outer shell from spinning. And these little screws have a tendency to get lost. So I have to be very careful taking it out of there. Because they're very hard to replace. Once you take the screw out, you're able to slide this collar off, this outer shell. Then this inner piece slides out, and the jaws are actually 3 pieces attached to an extension here that's riveted on. So this slides in there. And as this spins down, this peg aligns with that hole, and then the peg is pushed up so it forces the chuck jaws closed. Put that screw back in there so I don't lose it. And this one doesn't have a screw in it, but it's built very similar. This would correspond to the floating collar in that chuck, but it is not affixed to the end of the shaft. Just like this one, when this shaft pushes up on that button on the end, down in there, it shoves the jaws out and closes the chuck. So there's lots of variations on them. The one that drives most people to distraction is the one that has 3 small springs in between the jaws. even have one like that. Nope. This is similar to that one. It's just this is a Miller's Falls, and this one is a Fulton. So they're similar designs, but this came along after this one. This is a cool old device, but it is badly in need of repair, and it's over in the doctor rack. Take a look at this Stanley. By wrapping a piece of leather around the jaws, I should be able to protect the knurling. At least it's always done it before. This might not be the day for it, but we're going to give it a shot. There we go. The aluminum jaws protect the knurling on the body. This one acts just like the Northern. By loosening up this collar, the front shell comes loose. And once again, the springs are little hooked wires. This collar floats side to side, but because the springs are locked into the back part of the shell, they don't spin. They're fixed to this nut. So this is a Stanley number 617. This is a Northern 1530AX. This is a Craftsman is a spitting cousin to this Miller's Falls number 77. Shell's the same, handle slightly different. This is a fancier handle on the Craftsman, but the body and the crank are very similar between the Miller Falls 77 and the Craftsman made in USA, no number. Very nice group of drills. This one I just recently redid. This one I did about a year ago. This one I'm working on now, and this is one that came in at a $2 restore find. Kerry, I hope that answers your question. If it doesn't, just put another comment in. I'm more than happy to listen to whatever you got to ask. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just like Kerry, just leave a note in the comments below. You know I read them all. And if I can, I answer them all. And if I can't, I really try. Thanks for watching. This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the US or 16 in the European Union, without the express written permission of the parents or legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.